How do you know you're lacking four-way coordination? How can you know, more importantly, that this is a most critical thing that you actually need to work on right now? Well, if you're not able to play what you want to on the drums, then today's lesson is for you. If drumming feels difficult and frustrating for you, and learning new grooves and drum parts takes you forever, then you're in the right place today. So we're already kind of starting to answer the question in the title. We're going to go a lot deeper with this today. What if instead you could play anything new easily? What if you had more confidence in your playing and drumming was more fun than it's been before because it's more easy? Well, you can absolutely achieve this quicker than you think. You see, most beginner to intermediate drummers are simply failing to practice the one most important critical thing that's actually going to get them there. So today we'll break down the 5 signs that you need better four-way coordination, but then we'll wrap up with how to fix this so that you're solving your weak hand, you're solving your sluggish right foot down there on the kick drum, and you're smoothly playing whatever comes your way. This is going to be a lot of fun. You can do this. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome to the Non Glamorous Drummer. I'm so glad you're hanging out today. I help self-taught beginner drummers know what to practice so that you can nail songs and be the drummer who sounds awesome with a band. So I've been working with a lot of new students lately in groups and also one-on-one, and I've been seeing some trends that I think you might identify with. So if we were to oversimplify this, there's 2 types of students, 2 types of learning drummers. The drummers who grow the fastest are type 1 here. We'll say type 1. They're the ones who are aware of their weaknesses. They've done some self-assessment, some self-critique, and so they know what problems they've got in their playing, and they're ready to solve those problems, and they're curious about solving them. They're going to do whatever it takes. So that's type 1. There's type 2, though. These are the drummers who don't realize there are problems in their playing. They're just having fun, and in a way, ignorance is bliss, and it's nice to just have fun playing drums and not be aware of the issues in your playing. However, the problem with that second type there is if you stay in that place, you will never master the drums, you'll never grow because you don't know what problems are there that need to be solved. All of my most successful students fall into that first type, that first category. They know their weaknesses, they know their problems, and they come to me because I can help them solve them. I want you to fall into that category. I want you to be aware of the issues or potential issues in your playing so that you can solve them and grow and become the best possible drummer you can become. So if you want to be that type, if you're with me, then let's go further. If you're in that second type, and you're like, ignorance is bliss, I just want to have fun, I don't want to grow, then it's fine. You don't need to watch this video. You don't need to watch any of my videos. You can just go and have fun and play drums. But if you want to grow and you want to master the drums, you're in the right place. Let's dive in today. 5 signs you are lacking four-way coordination. My goal here is not to shame you, it's not to guilt you, it's to help you identify these problems that maybe you didn't realize existed. I want to help you do some self-analysis and pinpoint, oh, you know what? I have been dealing with it. Oh yeah, I've been dealing with that. You know what? Maybe I can solve all of this simply by building four-way coordination. That's what we want to do here. So sign number 1, everything feels difficult for you. Have you been in that place where everything you learn, it's just difficult? Like drumming just feels hard. You feel like you're having to focus. I'll never forget being a new drummer playing at my church in high school and feeling like I was just going like this the whole time. I probably looked angry. I probably looked constipated. I probably just looked, making crazy faces because I was having to work so hard just to not fall apart. If that's how you feel, it's probably because you're lacking four-way coordination, because four-way coordination makes everything feel easier. Sign number 2, along those lines, learning new songs takes forever. Does it feel to you like every time you learn a new song, you're starting from zero? Like you're having to build a groove, you're having to figure out some fills, you're having to try to keep good time, you're trying to figure out the song form. Does it feel like every new song you learn, you're starting all over again? If that's how you feel, it's because you're lacking the coordination that allows you to not have to worry about the drum parts. Because when you have coordination, figuring out the parts, it's easy. You just play it because your limbs already know how. And so then you're thinking about the more fun aspects of the song, like how can I make this feel energetic? How can I do this and that? And then it becomes creative. So if you're struggling to learn songs and it's a really slow process, like if you're playing at your church on Sundays and you're like, I hope they give me the set list before Friday because it's going to take me all week to learn the 5 songs, you might be lacking in four-way coordination. Okay, sign number 3. nothing you play really feels right or good. Now, you might be like, Steven, how do I know if it doesn't feel right? How do I know if it doesn't feel good? Well, if you've ever made a recording of yourself, or you've watched back like a video of you playing with a band, or you've just made a video of you playing in your room, in your basement, and you've noticed, I don't sound as good as my favorite drummer. It doesn't matter if you don't know why, or you can't pinpoint the differences, but if you can listen back to yourself and honestly say, I don't sound as good as my favorite drummer. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, what's keeping me from that. But right now, that's the issue going on. If that's you, that is a huge sign that you're lacking in the four-way coordination that naturally makes your playing more smooth, that naturally makes your playing easy, so that then you can focus on sounding good. That's a huge one. Now, here's another really specific one. So sign number 4, kick drum patterns are hard, and therefore your right foot is really sloppy. So one of the biggest issues that I had as a new drummer was learning a kick drum pattern in a song and sticking to it. I would drive bass players crazy because my kick drum pattern was ever evolving and constantly changing. And when you're playing rock, that bass drum pattern is the foundation of the groove. Like, you got to know what your bass drum pattern is and stick to it, because that's determining what the bass player is going to do. And it's locking in with guitar players and other musicians. And so that's a big foundational thing. And if you're wishy-washy about that, you're not going to sound good. Bands are not going to want to have you. So that's exactly what I experienced in the feedback I got from other musicians. If you want to be the drummer other people want in their band, and you want to sound really good, feel really solid, then your right foot has to be on it. It's got to be precise. It's got to be controlled. It's got to be purposeful and intentional. And you got to know what you're doing down there. That's really hard when you don't have four-way coordination. The biggest technical struggle that new drummers have when they are lacking four-way coordination is that their kick drum will not do what they want it to. Their right foot will not obey. Everybody struggles with the right foot until they build four-way coordination, which might just completely solve it. Like, it's very possible that you don't need to fixate on technique and different foot techniques and all those sorts of things down there. I went that route, I tried that. But what I found was that as I built coordination, suddenly the bass drum solved itself. It didn't matter whether I was playing heel up or heel down. Like, the power came, the speed came, the volume came as I built the coordination. So that might be where you're at, and maybe coordination is actually your simple path to solving your sluggish right foot. Okay, one more sign here, and then we're going to talk about how to fix this. Sign number 5. Here's a big one. It's really hard to stay with a metronome. In other words, your limbs just want to do something else. Like, that right foot just wants to rush. I've heard this over and over again in new students. Their bass drum just rushes and rushes. They can't get their right foot under control. Or maybe their right hand just rushes and rushes, and it just won't play steadily. It's hard to stay with a metronome. It's hard to play with good time without having to try really hard. Like, you feel like you're just having to think so hard to don't rush, don't rush, don't rush, or don't drag, don't drag. I remember my first Sunday playing in church, really my first time playing with a band when I was 16 years old. And we were playing a fairly up-tempo song. It was 147 beats a minute. That's pretty fast. And my struggle was the entire morning, I could not keep up. I kept dragging. And so I was having to tell myself, speed up, don't drag, don't drag, don't drag. But I felt like I was just bogging down. And I didn't realize until months later, oh, that was because of a lack of coordination. And as my coordination grew, that solved itself. I wasn't dragging anymore. And I was also able to pay more attention to my time because my limbs were under control. So I didn't have to think about the coordination side of things. I didn't feel like I was on the edge of a train wreck. Instead, I could think about time, feel, musicality. So that could be a big one you relate to. If you're having a hard time playing with good time, that's a symptom of a lack of four-way coordination. So to review here, sign 1, everything feels difficult. Sign 2, learning new songs takes forever. 3, nothing you play feels right or feels good and you don't sound like your favorite drummer. 4, kick drum patterns are hard. 5, timing is difficult. If you can relate to any one of those, most likely if you're honest, you can relate to all of them. I know I could. If you can relate to any one of those, then four-way coordination is your golden ticket to solving this, because it's possible you've been fixating on solving one of these, like each one at a time. You're like, okay, why do things feel difficult? Let me solve this. Okay, why is my right foot a mess? Let me solve the right foot. Or why is my timing bad? Let me play with a metronome more. And so you might be pounding your head against a wall trying to solve these things one by one, when truthfully, you just need to build coordination. So the good news is you can fix this. And I'm going to give you some simple ways to get started here so that as we play the long game in our drumming, we're solving coordination. How to fix all of this? Your simplest four-way coordination method. Here it is in a single statement. Find the simplest thing that challenges you and focus on that. Practice that. Do that one thing. Not a bunch of things. Do that one thing. Now, we're going to circle back to this, and we're going to break down what this means a little bit more. But here's the absolute best way you can build a lot of four-way coordination really quickly. Come to my live workshop happening next week on Zoom. It's called Free Your Limbs in 4 days. Build four-way coordination to confidently play whatever you want on the drums. This is coordination made simple, because talk about finding simple things that challenge you. This entire workshop, so this is a 4-day event. We meet an hour each day on Zoom. This 4-day workshop, I teach you a very simple, transformative method for really building a ton of coordination much more quickly than you thought. And that's what I heard a lot from my test group of students. This is a brand new workshop. I've already run it with a test group. And what I heard from people was, wow, this is so simple. And I can't believe how much I got out of this simple method. And it worked so well. So even if you're a beginner, if you want a not overwhelming, not complicated, not blow your mind difficult coordination method, this is for you, because the simple things are the most powerful to transform your drumming. If you want to solve your weak hand, solve your sluggish right foot, have better timekeeping with your right hand, get your left foot going, and be able to just play anything you want to play, come to the workshop. This is going to help you out a ton. And hey, even if you can't join us live each day, grab a ticket anyways, and you can grab the replays. The replays will be up for the duration of the workshop. And so even if the time doesn't work for you, that's okay, but you got to register before we start. Our official starting time is 11 a.m. Eastern Monday morning. So make sure you grab a ticket before then. It's not free, but it's super cheap. It's just a few bucks. This is the absolute cheapest best investment you can make in your drumming. And you're going to get a whole bunch of results from this. And drumming will become easier for you. So come to the workshop. This will help you out a ton. Okay. Circling back to what I said a minute ago, really this entire live workshop on Zoom is built around that simple premise of let's find the simplest thing that challenges you and focus on that one thing. Because the mistake that a lot of drummers are making, especially beginner to intermediate, especially when you get to intermediate level where you feel capable of tackling a lot, and so you tend to over tackle. And so I've had students who are practicing a million things they're finding online, but they're stuck, they're not growing. And so what you have to do is actually boil it down and say, I'm just going to focus on one thing that I know is going to deliver results here, and I'm going to focus deeply on that and practice that deeply, because that's when you get the most transformative results. It's just the way our brains are. You know, if we scatter ourselves and try to do a bunch of things shallowly, if that's a word, instead of doing something deeply, we end up becoming overwhelmed and we don't grow. But if we stick with one thing, that's how we grow. So let me give you an example. So let's say, I had a student recently who was working on a couple of challenging grooves. So what you can do is pick a challenging groove from a song that you're working on. So a good example in this case, the student was working on the groove he was working on the song Sister Golden Hair by America. And the groove at the end, it's fairly complex. It kind of goes like this. Basically, there are ands going on the ride bell. There's this boom, boom, ga, boom, 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 ga going on. So that right there is not a groove that most beginners can just play. So what we have to do here is, okay, how do we simplify this even more? How do we remove certain things so that now we can really find the simplest thing we cannot do? Well, maybe the simplest thing we can't do is just the kick and the snare by itself. If you sit down at your kit and you realize, that's sloppy and the kick drum is struggling, then you know, all right, I've found the simplest thing that I can't do well, so let me focus on that. Or maybe it's just the hands. And so whatever thing you're practicing, whatever groove it is, break it down, remove elements until you find, okay, here's the simplest core thing here that is challenging me, and zero in on that. Another good example song, actually, that this particular student was doing was Don't Stop by Fleetwood Mac. So that song is built around that whole kind of groove where it's like that shuffle sort of thing. And so you've got the right hand going. You got quarters on the kick. But then the left hand is shuffling too. And And as the song goes, it takes on more of that quarter note feel. So that whole thing put together, that's not easy. It very easily gets sloppy. It very easily just isn't consistent. So, okay, what do you do there? Well, you could work on one hand at a time. Maybe the simplest thing you cannot do is then mixing in the kick with that. Same with the left hand. And so literally, the sky's the limit with what you do here. This is basically what we get into in the Free Your Limbs in 4 Days workshop. And so if you need some help with this, if you need some guidance with this, you want to be able to talk to me face to face so I can coach you and I can help you through this and hold you accountable to practice and do the homework, come to the workshop, because you'll grow so much faster joining me and a group of fellow non-glamorous drummers who are working hard toward the same goal. You'll grow so much more in that setting than if you're doing this on your own. And so I strongly encourage you to come hang out with us next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. But you see how this is the concept. You know, find something really simple that challenges you. You could even say, okay, playing open-handed grooves challenges me. So let's sit here and let's practice going. Maybe that's the simplest, most challenging thing. Do that. That will build your coordination. Maybe playing a simple jazz groove. Maybe that is something really simple that challenges you. Find the simple thing that challenges you and just do that. Focus on that. Don't try to do a whole bunch of things. Don't try to do a bunch of complicated things. Find simple things that really bend your brain. That's how you're going to grow. Whether or not you come to my workshop, which I hope you will, it's a no-brainer. Like I said, it's not free, but it's super cheap. Only reason it's not free is because I want you to commit to coming. If you register for a free thing, you're probably going to forget about it and not come. I know I would. But if I pay just a few bucks, then it's going to remind me, all right, let's put this on the calendar, let's show up, let's do the homework. And that way you get a lot out of it, because I want you taking action and growing. So if that's something you think is going to help you, please come. It's going to help you out so much and transform your playing. Click the link below for more info. So if you come to that, then obviously you're going to see a whole bunch of limb independence transformation. But even if you don't and you take action on the bits I've given you today, my hope is that you're going to solve your weak hand. You're going to play more quickly and smoothly on the bass drum because you're targeting that. You're becoming aware of this stuff and you're actually working on it. You're able to then start to play anything that comes your way because you've built that limb independence, that the limbs following your brain and doing what they're supposed to. And so you're able to pick up new songs faster and you're gaining more confidence and comfort behind the drums. These are all the things that are the payoffs of building four-way coordination. So we know what the symptoms are of lacking four-way coordination. You know what the payoffs are from gaining four-way coordination. So at this point, the choice is yours. Are you ready to commit to building coordination? I hope you are, because if you want to grow as a drummer, this is your route. Do it. And so my question that I leave you with today is, are you lacking four-way coordination? Whether you're a total beginner or an intermediate player who's been at this for a while, are you lacking four-way coordination? Is this something you need to focus on? All right, it's been fun hanging out today. I hope this has been a great lesson for you that helps you out a bunch and provides value for you and your drumming. As always, stay non-glamorous. Know that you can do this. I'll see you on the next lesson.